Welcome here to TalkFCB and welcome back here to the channel, guys. Yet more news coming up for you today, because I have to say there has been so much going on, obviously with Ernesto Valverde, but also with a lot of transfer related topics as well, and I wanted to bring those to you. Obviously we want to talk about Valverde, obviously we want to talk about the latest there with regard to his future, as I did earlier, but obviously at the same time we've got to keep tabs on what's happening, a lot of rumours, and potentially a massive one, of course. That's why you're all here, and we are going to be talking about that in detail. Neymar, Dembélé, is it going to happen? What is happening right now? It's all coming up. Let's do this. But before we get on to those type of rumours, I want to address first and foremost some official confirmed news with regard to Marc Cucurella, and in particular EIBAR yesterday, who officially activated their option really to make that loan move permanent. Cucurella now, as it stands, is officially an EIBAR player. That deal there cost them €2 million to activate, so he's officially now registered there as an EIBAR player. However, that's not really going to be the end of it this summer with regard to Cucurella on the side of Barcelona, simply because in the coming days now, in the coming weeks, it's widely expected that Barcelona are going to buy him straight back. They're going to outright pay €4 million, 2 more than they got from EIBAR. A quick profit there for the little club from the Basque country. We're going to get Cucurella back, and then apparently, instead of keeping him in our squad for the coming season, we are then going to sell him on, hopefully at a profit for around €10 million. So Cucurella right now, he's gone to EIBAR, 2 million, but we are going to buy him back most likely for 4 million and then sell him on again. I also want to talk about the possible destination in the future for Ivan Rakitic, simply because in the widespread media right throughout Spain right now, it is regarded that Barcelona want to sell this summer, and they still do want to sell Ivan Rakitic. The big problem right now for Barcelona is the player himself simply does not want to leave, and we know that. We've all heard Rakitic talking, we've all heard him come out publicly on a number of occasions saying, look, I don't want to leave, I've got no intention of leaving, this is the club where I have a contract, I want to stay. And it basically right now is actually there turning into a threat from Ivan Rakitic. He's not going. He is not going this summer, even though right now, according to Rat1, according to MD, they believe the club actively want to try and sell him. But right now, along with Rakitic's stance that he wants to stay, that he's not leaving, the other massive problem is all about Rakitic's wages. He's one of the highest earners at the club. He's one of the biggest in terms of the salary that he's getting on our wage bill right now. And for that reason, the club do want to move him on. But for that same reason there of those high wages, many clubs right around Europe who may be interested in the services of Rakitic, they don't want him. They don't want to pay that kind of money. They won't pay it. They won't give him that kind of deal again. And for that reason right now, it's proving very, very difficult to actually see Rakitic leaving Barcelona this summer. One centre midfielder, though, who is definitely going to be leaving the club this summer, that there is Andre Gomes. And following a very, very impressive season on loan at Everton in the Premier League, interest, particularly from those Premier League clubs, is really, really high right now for Andre Gomes. Barcelona, yesterday, according to Sky Sports News in the UK, reportedly rejected a bid of around €20 million from West Ham United. That bid came in, they're interested in getting him, they're trying to get their offer in very early there to get a jump on those other clubs, but Barcelona saying no, that is not going to be enough, which could now make it up to 4 different Premier League clubs interested in the Portuguese midfielder. Following the interest of Everton, of course, they want to keep the man they've had on loan right throughout the season so far. Tottenham as well are definitely interested in signing Andre Gomes this summer, and also their North London rivals, Arsenal, according to Rat1, are also interested in signing Andre Gomes, which will only help us really to drive up that fee. There's interest there from a number of clubs, all in the Premier League, so you know they've got money, you know they have the capability to spend on these kind of players. We want to get the maximum fee that we possibly can, and according to reports right now, we are aiming for €30 million plus. That's what we're holding out for. €20 million was instantly rejected from Barcelona, and it would be very, very good for us this summer to recoup some big money there for Andre Gomes, a big signing, of course, when we got him in 2016 from Valencia. We want to recoup as much of that fee that we paid as possible, and certainly there, with that Premier League interest, it's definitely possible. Another player who is extremely likely to leave the camp now this summer is Jasper Cillessen. We all know about that. He is going to be leaving most likely in search of that game time, that number 1 position at the club that he desperately wants. His appearance there in the Copa del Rey final could be his last ever in a Barcelona shirt, and according to reports once again, Benfica remain heavily interested in Cillessen, but as of right now, no fee is being agreed. Barcelona are holding out apparently for around €25 million, much like with Andre Gomes. They're actually holding out there. They're saying no, we're not going to budge on that. We want the maximum out there we can for this player. But the problem with Cillessen really is, there's not as many suitors. There's not Premier League clubs interested. I don't know why, to be honest, because Cillessen is a very, very good goalkeeper, but as of right now, only Benfica have shown their hand. Apparently their president is actually going to be travelling to Barcelona to try and wrap something up with the club. They want to offer something around 10 million euros plus some add-ons and installments. That's not going to be enough. That is not going to be enough to do this deal, and right now, I feel that we're going to have to look elsewhere. We're not going to get the money we want from Benfica, and I don't really see us here letting that big money slide. We need the maximum, and the reason for that is we seem to have very big, very, very big transfer plans this summer, because the next story we're moving on to, yep, it's about Neymar. And before I go any further with this transfer rumour, that is the important thing to note. It is a rumour. I would not take an awful lot out of this simply because it's one particular source, Rack1, who, to be fair, on occasion can be very, very reliable, but also, in terms of transfer news, at times they can be hit and miss. This here seems like a massive, massive story. It's a massive rumour. It will generate a lot of headlines right around the world, and they know that, but at the same time, you have to say on the face of it does look slightly unrealistic. And I'm going to tell you here exactly what they've been reporting. Rack1 came out later on tonight simply because they don't want me to rest. We want to have more videos. We want to have more news. Rack1 coming out with a massive story. What they came out and said was the following. Barcelona and PSG are due to begin talks very, very shortly for the sensational return of Neymar to the Camp Nou. And then they go on to say the very, very interesting part, the intriguing part of all this. Ousmane Dembélé will be part of any deal that does take place. Apparently, according to Rack1, the desire is there from Neymar to return to Barcelona. He regrets his move to PSG. We've heard this many, many times, and he wants to return to the Camp Nou. But very, very importantly here, Rack1 go on to say Lionel Messi wants this move to happen. He wasn't so keen on Antoine Griezmann. He wasn't really happy at the way things played out last summer with that video, of course, but he does want Neymar. He is happy with Neymar returning to the club, and Rack1 here say the squad as a whole are backing the move as well. They believe that by getting Neymar back, we are increasing our chances of winning the Champions League again, and that for us is a massive, massive step. Now, rumours as of right now is how the deal would take place. What kind of fee are we talking about? Dembélé going the other way, what does that mean for him? Apparently, according to, once again, Rack1, these kind of rumours that are going around, it's going to be 120 million euros, which is exactly the same sort of figure that we would have spent on Antoine Griezmann. We're going to pay it here for Neymar, plus the inclusion of Ousmane Dembélé. So 120 million plus Dembélé. Dembélé will go to PSG. We will get Neymar in return back at the Camp Nou. And that for me would be extremely unlikely in my opinion. I think they're Dembélé. I've always said it. I've always had a big belief in him. I always wanted to see him succeed. I want to see him have really a season with no injuries, with a coach that backs him, that understands him, maybe somebody like Thierry Henry to come on board and really mentor him, get the best out of it. Because I believe there with Dembélé, there is so much quality. And of course with Neymar, he turned his back on Barcelona. Having said that, I do still, deep down inside me, have an emotional attachment to Neymar. Coming back to the Camp Nou, rescuing us in many ways, trying to take some of that strain off the shoulders of Lionel Messi with Suarez's powers waning. You can see that it does make sense. You can see there that Neymar is a big, big player. When he's fit, he's had his injury troubles too, of course, but when he is fit, there's no doubt about it. Even with everything that's happened, even with the bad blood between us, we can accept Neymar is a wonderful, wonderful player, and he would take the burden off Lionel Messi, because right now, it's all on Messi. It's all on Messi, no matter what, and Neymar is a wonderful player, but at the same time, part of me here just thinks this has happened. We've had that moment. We've had that time. We've had MSN. We've gone through that period. Now it seems very, very unlikely to me, after Neymar did turn his back on the club, after he made that choice to go to PSG, players very rarely get out of there unless they really want this to happen, unless they do want to get rid of Neymar. He wants to come back to the club. Maybe they want Dembélé. Maybe we want to shift Dembélé. That would be surprising to me in many ways. But at the same time, right now, I would dress this one up. I would sort of cast this one aside as just a rumour until we hear more. Right now, it's only Rack1. They're the only source that have said anything about this at all, and as of right now, this one, by many, are being laughed off as just one of those things that happen every summer when it comes to Barcelona. And last but not least, one final rumour there to bring you is regarding Denis Suarez, who will be returning to the club this summer after a largely unsuccessful and injury-plagued, really, time at Arsenal throughout the second half of this season. And according to reports in Spain, he is close to once again linking up with Marcelino at Valencia, with the club, of course, that beat us in the Copa del Rey final. They do have an interest in Denis, and he could end up there as the summer progresses. But that right now is all on the transfer front. Big news, of course, there. Dembélé, Neymar, a massive story, but I right now wouldn't read too much into it. Let me know your thoughts down below on that particular story and everything we discussed in today's video. Thank you, as always, for watching, guys. It is mental right now. It really is. But look, life as a Barcelona fan, you could never ever say that it was boring. I'll see you soon, guys. But until then, as always, Visca el Barça.